from Audio Engineering Co. at audioengineering.co. Today we're unboxing an upgraded Apple Mac Mini with the M1 system on a chip. Apple got it here in under 2 weeks when it was promised for 4. Everybody liked that. Here's some quick terminology. CPU is a central processing unit. It's the main brain of the computer. GPU is a graphics processing unit that processes your screen graphics. RAM is random access memory. It is the chips that your programs run in while they're running. The standard model M1 comes with an 8-core, 3.2 GHz CPU with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of SSD. This one has 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigabyte SSD. Not trying to make it feel bad, but I'll be replacing our Studio late 2013 quad-core 3.2 GHz iMac with 32 gigs of RAM and a fast 2 terabyte SSD with this new Mac Mini M1. I've also added a 1030 gigabit per second external SSD for the session files. On a side note, our new PreSonus Quantum 2626 audio interface has Thunderbolt 3. Be careful when buying Thunderbolt cables. The vendors are all over the map with terminology and descriptions. You can't go wrong with StarTech. With Thunderbolt 3, the shorter the cable, the better, and it'll get you as close as possible to the rated 40 gigabits per second speed. How short? Well, do your own reading, but I'm going to go with 0.5 meter cables for the important stuff, which is about 20 inches. Important stuff being Mac Mini to interface and Mac Mini to external SSD. This is a Thunderbolt 2 StarTech cable that came with my audio interface. It'll still be good for something, but it is, I think it's a 6 foot or 2 meters. I'm going to run this thing through its paces with PreSonus Studio One Pro version 5. I'll drop some links in the description where you can download a 90-track DAW session for stress testing, and I'll follow up with another video when it's up and running. Here are some bits, no pun intended, that I've picked up on Apple's new silicon, the M1 system on a chip. Basically speaking, the primary reason that the M1 system on a chip is so fast is that the CPU, GPU, and memory are all on a single chip. The CPU, GPU, and cores can access all the same memory spaces at the same time, no waiting or sharing or old school banking. In other words, there's no special area reserved just for the CPU or just for the GPU. Memory is allocated to both processors. They can both use the same memory. This means that no copying is needed, and so things go faster. People working with audio files, images, and video editing on the M1 Macs are seeing huge speed improvements. A lot of their tasks run directly on specialized hardware, and that's what allows a cheap M1 Mac Mini to encode a large video file without breaking a sweat, while an expensive iMac has all its fans going full blast and still can't keep up. There's not much in the box here. There's really not much in the box. That's okay. It's so pretty. On-chip memory on the M1 is termed Unified Memory Architecture, or UMA, which allows CPU, GPU, and other cores to exchange information between one another and with the unified memory. As I said before, the CPU and GPU can access memory simultaneously rather than copying data between one area and another. Now let's see what happens here. Another sticker maybe. There we go. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Apple uses low latency, high throughput memory, which removes the need to have 2 different types of memory and all the copying of data between them, making the M1 faster. So, wow, that was probably the most boring. I think my content was great, but this was not much of an unboxing. There's nothing else in the box. There's a sticker. But I can't wait to get this thing running. It looks like we have a power cable, an Ethernet jack, 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, an HDMI, and looks like a couple of USB 3s and a headphone jack. It's a nice machine. It's got a little bit of weight to it. I can't wait to see what's happening with this machine.